Hi guys, it's Panda here. Today I want to show you guys how to farm the best monster that you can get in your early game in Monster Hunter Stories 2, the Tigrex. Why is Tigrex a must-have monster in your early game? That is because this is the first monster that you will get in the game that can actually climb up vines. With it, you can now access more areas by climbing up vines and get rare items from treasure chests. What's more, Tigrex has another utility skill that is conveniently useful as well, the dash. It helps you move across the large open areas fairly quickly. However, the large turning radius of this skill can be slightly bothersome for some, although I would say that its pros greatly outweighs its cons. The Tigrex is also known for its higher than average critical hit stats, which comes hand in hand with his non-elemental attacks, although its base element is speed. This makes his attacks hit harder than any other early game monsters, and he's also a 5-star rarity monster, one of the first aside from Monoblos, which is the other royal in the same area. Need I say more? Now let's go find Tigrex. You'll find Tigrex as a royal monster first in the Akkala Highlands, and he will be sleeping at the same spot every time you come to this area, and you can challenge him over again even after defeating it. To get its eggs in early game, the only way possible is to get it to go back to its den after defeating it by throwing paintballs at it within 3 turns before ending the battle, which boosts its retreat rate. This means that you will not be able to pick its eggs in Rare Monster Den at this point of the game, but you can always try your luck in its Monster Den to see if you can pick a Golden Rarity egg. With all this said, you will of course have to first defeat Tigrex before being able to get its egg, and that is probably the reason why you're watching this video. Tigrex is quite a tough egg to crack. Its attacks hurt so much that it will literally break all your hearts. But the good news is there are ways to lessen its damage on you or cause it to avoid attacking you altogether. Before moving into the battle though, you'd want to not make the same mistakes as I did. Battle Buddies. Always enter any early game battles with your battle buddy. There is a point in the story quest where you complete the story quest in Ruto Village, and you will leave Alwyn to go to Quan Village. If you intend to stay and complete the sub-quest of Ruto Village and farm some rare eggs, don't speak to Alwyn at this point. If you already did that, then you will have to move on a bit further in the story to get another battle buddy in Quan Village. Battle buddies make your battles much more manageable than doing it solo. However, you do have to watch out for your battle buddy health as well if they are not of enough level. Keep them safe with potions. Now, a key factor to winning this battle is when you know Tigrex's next move and accurately cast your skills to win head-to-heads, or prevent him from actually attacking you, or just simply knowing when to heal up. Here we will analyze the attacks that Tigrex does cycle by cycle. It completes one cycle after a normal and an enraged state. Tigrex is a speed monster in the normal state and a power monster when enraged. Its parts are weak to slash attacks. You have the advantage of attacking first, and you can start with immunizers here to help prep for the battle. Then it goes like this: speed attack, rock shooter, speed attack, rock shooter. Then Tigrex goes enraged, and it goes like this: power attack, then heavy attack, and then heavy attacks again. You will attack continuously for 2 turns in this heavy attack. That's where most hearts are lost. Then the cycle continues on back to the normal state again when you see that Tigrex's head no longer has the red aura. However, there is a slight change in the turns of normal attacks later on as you progress further in the battle. In the following cycles, and in the normal state, the turns will actually decrease by 1 turn for each cycle, meaning to say that it will get enraged quicker and quicker. Now to the main point of the video. The key to defeating any royal monsters is to stop them from doing their attacks, because one of a single attack can literally take you and your monster down, or in worst case, both of you. Fortunately, there are some ways to lessen the damage of the attacks, or even better, stop them from attacking you altogether. You can achieve this by either winning a head-to-head, either solo or doing a double attack, or using kinship skills to stop them from attacking. In the normal state, Tigrex's high damage attack is the Rock Shooter attack. It will be targeted on one party. You and your monster should be able to take that attack on full health without dying to ensure higher chances of success. This attack usually cannot be deflected using head-to-head or double attacks, as there are no battle lines to show who is being targeted, so it will not trigger a head-to-head. However, this attack can be guarded or evaded by using the Absolute Evasion skill, as long as you have enough kinship points to spend on the skills. A tip to surviving this attack is to bring out higher defense monsters that can withstand one hit of this attack and not die. When Tigrex is using this attack, you can swap them out for a last resort if you ran out of options or kinship to use skills. Also make sure that your health is high enough to withstand one of this attack. Wear the Rathian armor or use the health booster talisman to help your maximum health increase. For me, I did not use guard or absolute evasion here when I played solo or with my battle buddy. Instead, I tanked the hit with my health and I used these turns to give hunting horn buffs to my team, since I can't increase my kinship gauge in these turns. And I just had to heal up before the next Rock Shooter attack, and of course I would command my monster to use technical attacks here if they're not already doing it. Now moving on to the enraged state. The killer moves in this battle is in the enraged state of Tigrex and on the second and third moves. During this time, Tigrex gets 2 turns instead of 1 in these turns, and its attacks are so powerful that it can one-hit you. The best way to deal with these moves is to prevent it from attacking you and skipping its 2 turns of attacks by using kinship skill, whether it is you who would be using it, or even if a battle buddy uses it, they would be able to prevent its attacks as well. So if you both can use Rhydon at the same time, save yours for the next move when he gets enraged. Don't use both at the same time. In other words, save all kinship skills for when it is enraged, no matter what type of monster it is. You can switch monsters when kinship gauge is full, and the kinship gauge will not decrease. For times where you're not able to use the kinship skill, we can still deflect and lessen its attack. Depending on who the monster is targeting, you have to choose your strategy. If the battle lines is targeted at your monster, then here is an exploit for you. If Tigrex targets your monster for a head-to-head fight when it is enraged, in the second move, command your monster to do a speed attack. Your monster will sustain some damage, but its health will never drop beyond 1 as long as you win the head-to-head battle. You can use this as much times as you want as long as the criteria is fulfilled, and that is, Tigrex must be targeting your monster and your monster must win the head-to-head battle. As for your character, you must either use the guard or absolute evasion here, because Tigrex attacks continuously for 2 turns here, and we already know who he will target in the first turn, but for the second turn, we are blind to who Tigrex will target. If you are fighting solo, then of course it will target you, but if you are with a battle buddy, you wouldn't know who Tigrex will target in the second round, so they may lose a heart, and you do have to watch out for that as well. Using this method, you will never lose a heart, but your battle buddy might, as we have no control over them. Now, if the battle lines are targeted towards your character instead of your monstie, use the same strategy as we talked about earlier. The same exploit where you command your monstie to do a speed attack and you command yourself to do a guard or absolute evasion attack. You can also do the same exploit on yourself, but only if you use a weapon skill. Now, if you use either of these moves, if the battle lines are targeted towards your character instead, we do not know for sure if your monstie will be able to withstand the Tigrex attack, as we do not know if a head-to-head will be triggered. But of course, make sure to command your monstie to do a speed attack, because any other type of attack will surely cost you a heart. And the most important thing here is that for these two moves, never ever do a double attack with your monstie unless you want to take the risk of one of you dying in Tigrex's second turn. That means for your character, you should never choose the normal speed attack. You must always choose the weapon skill speed attack, or go for guard or absolute evasion whenever possible. For these two methods that I mentioned above, always make sure that you have enough kinship in your gauge to actually command your monstie and use guard or absolute evasion skill on yourself for 2 turns in a row. And take note that absolute evasion uses 5 more points than guard. A few more tips before leaving: make sure that your monstie's party has monsties with higher defense and can tank some damage for sacrificial turns when you are out of options. Always charge your kinship gauge by doing the double attack with your monsties when Tigrex is doing weak attacks. And of course, if you see the battle lines are targeted towards either you or your monstie. On turns that you cannot do double attack to build up kinship gauge, you can either choose for your character to use either potions, buffs, or use hunting horn buffs to help the entire team. Before switching monsties, always check their kinship gauge to see if there's enough points for you to both command and guard. Bring monsties that are of technical and speed attack only, because if you lose the head-to-head, the monstie will definitely die and will definitely lose a heart. When kinship is at full gauge, you are able to ride on and use the kinship skill, but save it for the turns when Tigrex goes enraged and does attacks that one hit you. You can switch between monsties and kinship gauge will still not decrease. Also, watch what your battle buddy is doing. The kinship skill from your battle buddy also prevents the monster from attacking you. So if your battle buddy is using the ride-on skill, then you can safely do either buffing or healing up yourself or your monstie. Immunizer is a good friend in a battle. It helps to recover some health lost, but only use it when Tigrex is casting its weaker attacks. Be sure to heal up right before its strong attacks. Now, in conclusion, the entire battle is broken into 2 parts. That is the normal state and the enraged state. In the normal state, you can actually ignore its rock shooter attacks as long as you and your monstie have enough health to withstand its attack. And then of course, heal up later on before another rock shooter attacks happen again. Then for the enraged state, always either use kinship skill or command your monstie to do a speed attack while you guard or absolute evade your own character. Alright, that's all we have for you today. Thank you for staying with me all the way until the end. I hope this helped you guys, and I hope you've learned something from this. Good luck in your Tigrex battle. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.